Are you always coming up with ideas? Do you marvel at successful business owners? Do you hate being told what to do? Ever take things apart just to see how they work? Are you a dreamer? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, this podcast is for you. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. But first, a word from our sponsor.
Pro Tapes and Specialties is the world leader in tape manufacturing and specialty conversion with over 40 years of experience. In addition to our Pro brand of high-quality specialty adhesive tapes, we provide contract converting services that help improve your profitability, streamline your supply chain, and reduce inventory cost. We offer the most complete range of converting capabilities in the industry, such as cloth tape, double-coated tape, specialty tape, paper tape, masking tape, vinyl tape,
carton sealing tape, adhesive transfer tape, duct tape, foam tape, electrical tape, filament tape, foil tape, reflective tape.
And the tape just keeps on rolling. Visit us online today at www.protapes.com or call us at 800-345-0234. Pro Tapes, it's just how we roll.
Welcome to another fantastic episode of the Entrepreneur Enclave. I am Kevin Wortham, your host. Wow. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, always, the incomparable Vi Higginsen. Ma'am, how are you doing, Vi? How are you?
I am very well and highly favored. I'm feeling really good tonight, and it's lovely to be with you.
Absolutely. So we're going to jump right to the end, talking about now, since the pandemic, what have you done to stay alive, to stay hopeful, and where have you been doing your musical talents?
Well, thank you for asking that. And I have to tell you that we really have not stopped.
Awesome.
Since the pandemic,
yes,
our artistic director said out loud, we are not going to stop. So
wow.
We mastered the virtual world
yes,
so that we could keep our young people engaged. So we immediately recognized the new technology, and we were able to do virtual choirs and virtual concerts and virtual classes. And when it was allowed, then we did in-person classes for those who were brave enough to come out. And we also did virtual classes.
Wow.
Now, Kevin, the
yes.
thing about the Mama Foundation is that, what we offer in this arts education program for young people who like to sing, a child who sings in the church choir or the school choir or sings in the bathroom or in the car.
Yes.
This is the program for them.
Yes.
Because it changes lives, Kevin. And so we have open enrollment now. I'm saying that now in case there's some young people in your audience
yes.
who are open to participate and enroll. And if they can sing or think they can become a part of this wonderful program that's offered free to our students and their parents.
Now, let me ask this question, Vi. Is that what about if they play a musical instrument? Would that be acceptable or?
We only deal with the sound of the human voice.
Wow. Okay. And that could be
and we do
gospel
everything,
singing?
It's gospel, jazz, R&B, pop, and hip-hop. We are a music arts education program. Yeah, we do it all.
Do you have to be in the Brooklyn, Harlem area or anywhere in New York, New Jersey?
They come from as far as Pennsylvania because, there's no school like it.
Yes.
There's no education like it. So what we do is we train them up. We train them in breathing, harmony, pitch, and control, give them a repertoire of music, and then we send them back to you.
Wow.
We send them back home so they can go on and do the things that they were put on the earth to do. But singing and getting confidence and building self-esteem is all part of our program, and we use music to develop our young people.
Fantastic. Now, before you gave the description about the music program that you're offering, you said the Mama One Foundation. Let's talk more about that one, because that's some fantastic sauce, and I know our listeners don't know anything about that, and I'm still using my sauce to this day. Wonderful. Let's talk about the sauce first. Let's talk about the mama one first.
I got to tell you, Mama.
Yes.
There's Mama's one sauce for all foods at Whole Foods, and we're in a number of stores out in New Jersey for sure.
Awesome.
And, you know, the thing, Mama's one sauce was really born out of a memory, a childhood memory.
Yes.
Coming home from school, and you know, we lived in a rooming house. There's one kitchen, and they would come from all over, East India, from the Caribbean, and from the South, and they would cook food, and then we would eat the food. There were 4 of us and my mom, and then we'd sing. So my memories of that time and those spices and those sauces were very vivid, and we attempted to do that and put that in a bottle called Mama's One Sauce for all foods at Whole Foods, and it's used on everything, Kevin. You know, you can bake, you can barbecue, you can stir fry, you can put it in soups and dips and chips, and you know, so it's one sauce for all foods. That's why we call it that.
And Vi, I can attest to that, because I use it now on my steak sauce. Has a steak sauce on my steak. It is wonderful. So listen. You don't have to sell me. I am with you. Delicious, right? Oh,
delicious. And you know, the thing is, it's all about what your taste buds like.
Absolutely.
It all has flavor. So we have mild.
Yes.
We have spicy.
Yes.
We have fire. For those who like the hot. So the mild has no heat. The spicy has some heat.
Yes.
And the fire is kicking.
And I like the spicy. I like the spicy. The hot was too hot for me, but the spicy is right up my alley. That was my
right
speed.
Up your alley.
Yeah. Now
you
tell
know,
us how the proceeds. Is it 100% of the sales of the sauce go back to the foundation to continue the great work that you're doing?
Well, it's a portion of the proceeds that go back.
A portion,
we
yes.
certainly can't do 100%, but it's a product with a purpose.
Yes.
You know, and, you know, the purpose is to put a little bit of Harlem in a bottle, but also to make sure that we keep our programs free for the young people who attend.
Awesome.
So that's why we call it a product with a purpose.
Yeah. Now, I know recently when we spoke about prepping for this interview, I was mentioning to you how I saw that you were doing Sunday brunch every Sunday at the Red Rooster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tell us about that. How did that come about?
Well, actually, when Marcus Samuelson, who is an Iron Chef, came to Harlem, and he discovered that our school, and of course he wanted live music, and so he invited us to participate, and we've been there ever since. That is our residency. That is our home. We're there every Sunday. During the pandemic, we had a couple of shutdowns, but basically we're there every Sunday, and we do a brunch with music and gospel and jazz, and we do it all. And people come from all over the world to experience our food and our music. So
fantastic. So
okay, great.
Yeah, I'm just going to make it my business to come up there one Sunday, just to sing or listen to you guys sing. So I can't sing, so we'll keep it going from there.
Yeah, I know. I find that people who talk well can't sing well.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but you got to make it your business, because the food is great, and they have a variety, and the music will just, we need music now more than ever. So much going on in the world.
Absolutely. And music is so soothing to the soul. It just takes us away from all of this chaos and pandemic issues that we're having.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So we've jumped to the end. Let's jump to the beginning. And you got your start at WBLS, right? Tell us more about that. How did that happen, Vi?
Well, actually, I went to broadcasting school.
Yes.
And I had a tape. I wanted to do a show for women.
Okay.
I wanted to talk about beauty and fashion and, for Black women and, colors and cosmetics. And I took this tape up to a newly formed radio station, which was WLIB-FM.
Yes.
The introduction of FM to the landscape. And the program director was a man by the name of Frankie Crocker.
Oh, yeah, we all know the Chief Rocker, yes.
The Chief Rocker, the love man,
Yes.
Frankie Crocker. So I gave him this tape, and I sat there and waited till his shift was over. And he played the tape, and he said, I want to hire you as a radio personality, a disc jockey. I said, well, I don't know how to do that, but I do know how to, give, special broadcasts about women.
Yes.
He said, no, I need you to be a disc jockey. Well, anyway, it was he and the general manager was very convincing. I decided to try it. I knew nothing about being a disc jockey, but they did, train me between him and the engineer. And so they put the first woman and the first black woman on New York primetime radio was WLIB-FM.
Wow.
And the rest is history. We went from 0 to number 1. The station's name was changed from WLIB-FM to WBLS when it was sold.
Wow.
And that was history. We were a total black experience in sound, a different shade of black. We did gospel and jazz and R&B and, so it was an amazing experience to be a part of something that was so powerful to the community. And that was music.
Did you know that at that time? Did it feel like this was greatness or this was going to be a legacy project? Did it feel like that?
No, I was scared to death. I mean, I didn't know. I didn't have any examples. I had nobody to imitate,
Gotcha.
so it was blazing new trails. It
Awesome.
was opening a different kind of door. Yeah.
But that seems, Vi, to be about your personality, right? Because you later on go on, I think, prior to that, you did some things with Ebony. And then after that, you turned it into doing a Broadway play, right? You turned your energy towards Broadway play. Yeah, so I mean, you are a trailblazer. You just don't know it, but we can call you a trailblazer. Right?
I'll take it. I'll take it along with the bumps and lumps and bruises. Trailblazing is really tough, but nevertheless, I'm glad that some doors were open for Black women, both in radio, and doors were open in publishing. And other areas, as it was an emerging generation.
Yes.
And the time was magical because, when we played music by some of the greatest recording artists of all times, I'm talking about the music of Stevie Wonder, Aretha Franklin, Earth, Wind and Fire, the Commodores, Nancy Wilson, Ella Fitzgerald, those were musicians and they were multi-talented. They could not only sing, they could compose, they could write, they could read, they could do it all. And it was a great genius time, and I'm so happy to be part of that.
Yes.
Musical dynasty, the musical history.
Yes. Yes. So, but I want to go back, and I want you to tell us, how did the whole Mama I Want to Sing, how did that begin? How did you want to birth that?
Well, it's really funny, Kevin, because born in Harlem.
Yes.
And Harlem was the music mecca because the different sounds of music came from various places.
Yes.
If, on Sunday morning, the music was gospel. On Saturday night, it was jazz.
Yes.
And on Saturday afternoon, it was the Apollo Theater and Children's Hour where you heard Wilson Pickett and Jackie Wilson and all of those stars. And so growing up, just surrounded by music and the diversity and the sophistication of our music. So, that's really the beginning of the musical history. And I had an older sister who was in the church. My father was a minister. And so I simply told this Harlem story about my older sister, which was the story of African-American music in America.
Okay.
The evolution going from the church to the world stage.
Yes.
Music.
Wow.
Black music.
Wow. And so during the pandemic, where is Mama I Want to Sing now? Did you guys have to shut down? Because originally you guys were on Broadway, right?
We are the longest running Black off-Broadway theater
Off-Broadway,
musical
yes.
in history. But we played Broadway houses all across the United States, Europe, and Japan. So actually, we're coming up on our 40th anniversary next year.
Wow, congratulations.
And we are going to have a major celebration, including a reunion choir of all of those who came through the Mama Foundation. Through Mama I Want to Sing.
Wow.
And a revival of our shows that we have, written down through the years. So that's the intention, going forward. Now, of course, this is COVID. So
yes.
The last 2 years was really, really messy.
Okay.
So it was hard to do a lot in person.
Yes. But thank God, as you mentioned earlier, with technology, you were able to hold some of that together and to keep a lot of that alive, Wow.
Had to. I know some arts organizations just said, forget about it. I'm not going to do anything. But we couldn't do that.
Yes.
Because our kids need music now more than ever, too, because they're suffering.
Absolutely.
And the music makes a difference.
Absolutely. Now, for any aspiring singer out there, what would be some motivation? What would be some suggestions that you would give to them to keep going in terms of thriving to be better in their musical career? What advice would you give?
That's why we exist.
Yes.
The Mama Foundation is an outgrowth of Mama I Want to Sing. Because listen here, Kevin, these kids were coming through. They didn't even know, Precious Lord or Amazing Grace or This Little Light of Mine.
Yes.
They had no connection.
Wow.
To the music of our history or of our ancestors. And here we are in Black History Month.
Yes, sir.
And we need to make sure that we pay homage and tribute to those who have come before us.
Absolutely. And it's important, like you just said, for us to recognize the leaders who made it possible and for also the legacy handlers, such as yourself, that's going to make sure that we carry and we pass this word down. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
If you acknowledge it, celebrate,
yes,
and appreciate.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Now,
because we made a major contribution to American musical landscape,
Oh, absolutely.
African American music.
And still continue to do so, yes.
And continue to do so.
Yeah, wow.
It's an art form. African American authentic art form, our music.
One of the things, and you can help me out, Vi, is I like the music between the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. Beyond that, they kind of lose me because I think that we kind of lose touch with who we are. I think then the whole thing of playing instrument, it became too computerized. And a lot of times with our music, I don't know where we are now because, some of these guys can't even sing. You just need to be an engineer, go in the studio, and you just crank out a tune, and that's acceptable. But I think we lose some of who we are in that. Am I wrong? Am I right to feel that way?
Well, yeah, I certainly can understand
yes,
how you feel because there was a major shift, and you have to ask yourself, why did that shift happen and how did it happen?
Yes.
A lot of it happened because they took music out of the school system.
Very true.
When they cut the budget.
Yes.
But instrumentation, the genius of playing an instrument,
yes,
the genius of playing by ear and not by the written notes on a page.
Yes.
That's a kind of African American genius.
Yes.
And so we use, and I don't use that word casually, I use that word on purpose because I got musicians in our group that can hear a song one time, walk to the piano and play it all the way through.
Wow.
Now, what do you call that? They're not looking at a piece of paper.
Yeah.
So you call that a genius.
Yes.
So let's not ignore our own, geniuses. And we teach everything by ear. And I say to any singer or anybody who you become what you do every day.
Yes.
So you do a little bit every day. You see, your vocal cords are a muscle. And just like a ballerina, if you want to stand on your toes, you have to build the muscles in your ankles and in your feet and your calves, and so that you can lift the weight of your body up.
Yes.
And so you're building up muscles, and that's what a singer does. And that's what we teach people to do, young and old. By the way, you said you can't sing, but we have programs for adults too. The adults who never got a chance to sing or do what they wanted to do. So yeah, on Wednesday nights, we give the same programs to adults so they can come and sing with us for free.
And you know what, Vi, I thank you. I remember growing up in church in the children's choir. You know, every mother put their child in the choir, even though they knew you couldn't hold a note. So that was my mother. You're going to sing, and I'm like, okay. But then when you got older, you realize I can't hold a note. Let me just not be on the children's choir, you know. But you had mentioned one of my favorite songs is "Amazing Grace."
Oh yeah.
Oh my God! No matter where I am, that just breaks me down. I love that song. Wow.
Right. And you asked a lot about what we did during this pandemic. Well, we recorded Amazing Grace, and we just released our first single on Martin Luther King Day on the Kelly Clarkson show. They flew us out to Universal Studios. Yeah, they did.
Wow.
And we sang the updated version of that, the young people's version of that. And I'm so excited. It's on Spotify and all other places where you get music, you know.
Now,
we want to make sure that these kids have these songs in their memory bank somewhere.
Now, how was that experience, Vi?
Oh, you know what? It was a whirlwind.
Okay.
We got on a plane at 11 o'clock on a Tuesday.
Yes.
We were home on Wednesday by 11:30, close to midnight on Wednesday. And we filmed the show. Yeah, we slept. We got up early. We had to take the COVID testing. We did a rehearsal for the show. Then we did the show. Actually, Morris Chestnut was on that show too. It was a great show. I really enjoyed it.
I saw you on Facebook with his picture. You took a picture with him, correct? Right? Or
yes.
Yeah, he's a handsome guy.
Oh, he's a cutie. That's for sure. Yeah, he's a cutie.
How many people did you take with you?
There were 10 of us.
10 of us.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was really, really great. We got to visit Damon Dash's studios out there.
Awesome.
You know, he has a movie studio out there and a television kind of studio, and we visited with him and did some television and recording stuff with him, and then we came on back.
Fantastic. And you know what? That will be a memory that most folks, particularly those young folks, will never forget for the rest of their lives.
Well, that's what we tell our young people.
Yes.
You know, we got places to go, things to do, and people to meet.
Yeah.
And that's where you keep you out of trouble and stop you from making stupid decisions.
Absolutely. Now, when you see that you've got emerging talent, what does the foundation do for the young folks? Do you find them an agent? How do you continue to mentor them in that capacity?
Well, we have a talent bank.
Yes.
That we operate as in addition to the school.
Okay.
And so we manage the talent, and we have agents. And, you know, one of our students is now playing the leading role of David Ruffin in Ain't Too Proud on tour.
Wow.
And that's Elijah Ahmad Lewis, and he is killing it. And they started 4 weeks in Washington, and now I think they're in Delaware, and then they go to Orlando, and then they go to Fort Lauderdale. So they're traveling across the country. They'll be out a couple of years. So and he started in our program at 13 years old.
That's fantastic. Congratulations. That's fantastic, right?
Oh, we have a number of success stories of our young people. 87% go on to higher education.
Yes.
And that's an intention. They end up with careers in the performing arts or as attorneys or professionals. And we're really grateful for that.
Wow. Now next year, I'm calling it as I see it. I think the pandemic is going to open up, and I think it's going to be over. What do you have in store for us?
Oh, I'm so excited about next year because it's our 40th anniversary.
Yes.
So we intend to do a suite of productions. We've written 17 different shows.
Okay.
And we're going to do a suite of those productions. We're going to bring people together. We're going to have an exhibition of the history of Mama I Want to Sing and tell the story
Yes.
of African American music and its contribution, especially to Mama I Want to Sing.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
Mhm.
Now,
And of course, we'll have our regular programming for young people and adults.
Now, are you going to do anything in terms of being outside alongside of the Mama I Want to Sing reunion? Can you do?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You know, we have residencies. We have residency both at Red Rooster, but also at Soho House.
Okay.
And we once a month we do a streaming of our shows on a platform called Looped.
Yes.
Looped.
Yes.
So we give concerts on Loop Live. So you can tune in and see more of who we are and
Okay.
what we do.
Wow.
And there's more coming. I mean, we're performing at the Black History Month events. We're performing at the Jacob Javits Center. We're doing a news broadcast on Friday for News 12. I mean, so there are many actors. I'm looking at this calendar now and I'm going, oh my God.
Your head is
Almost
starting to
every
swim.
single day is full, especially in Black History Month and going forward. And we just hope things open up so we can do more live performances.
You ever think about going back to WBLS? Have they ever asked you to come back to do something?
Well, we go back, periodically.
Okay.
We get Ken Webb and Bob Lee and Johnny Allen and some of the old broadcast brothers and sisters come back and reminisce about the days. But, I'm still on the radio. I'm on a radio station that's so fabulous. And it's 24 hours and 7 days a week and no commercials. It's called iSoul Radio. iSoul radio.com. I'm on Sunday nights. I do a soul serenade. We step into the positive zone, and you thought you would think we're back on BLS.
Wow.
Oh, the music is so good. I just kick back on a Sunday night and enjoy all the genius music. Yeah.
And then you
Kevin, you got to tune in.
I will. And
Put
you're
it in your
commentating.
calendar.
You're commentating too.
Yeah, I'm the disc jockey, right?
Wow.
Radio personnel. Yeah, I'm back on the radio. Absolutely.
Yeah. Because this. Oh wow. iSoulRadio.com.
Yes.
Yes, I want our listeners
in.
to tune in for that. Wow, and I'm going to make a special note of that. Wow, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
And how long have you been doing that?
Oh, it's a couple of years now.
Okay.
Yeah, some of my colleagues from WBLS formed this station, and Ken Webb is on the station. Like I said, Diana King, Johnny Allen.
Yes.
All of us. That's home base.
Yes.
Back to the music where it was. Ken does a show called Jazz for the City, and Diana King is on. We're all on Sunday, all day Sunday.
Fantastic.
So,
Listen, can never keep a great woman down such as yourself, Miss Renaissance.
well, you got to make every day count.
And you are doing it.
Promised to us.
Yes.
You got to make it count.
Yeah. But I mean, your energy. Your energy is so captivating, and man, it's so motivating. Like, I want to get out here and try to sing, even though I can't, but I want to get out here and do something. This is fantastic.
Well, you can always come and volunteer. we got lots of things for you to do.
I'm going to come and I'm going to handle those brochures when they hand it out to folks coming in to hear you guys sing. I'm going to hand out the brochures, the pamphlets. That's what I'm good at.
Okay, you can do that at the door. Yeah, I got you.
But Vi, with the time that we have left, is there any special shout out that you want to give to someone? Is there special advice that you want to share with someone? Is there a special note for Black History Month that you want to share with someone?
Well, I really want to shout out to my partners with Mama's One Sauce.
Yes.
I really want to shout out, to Felicia Lewis and Kevin Lewis.
Yes.
And their whole family. There are not many food companies or Black food companies out there. And I'm just really delighted that we were able to get on the shelves at Whole Foods. It was very difficult to do that. And we managed to break through. And I'm really shout out to them. And of course, making Black History Month is a good time, a good excuse to really look back
Yes.
over our lives and look back over our families, our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, our grandparents and great grandparents. Because, you know, we really are only one step out of slavery, you know,
Very
and
true.
we really went through a very horrible time.
Yes.
And, you know, when you couldn't read or write and it was punishable by death
Yes.
to read or write, and we've come through the storm. So those of us who are still standing are really the survivors of slavery, and we cannot forget that. So in this Black History Month, then we have to say Black history matters.
Yes.
And we should not be afraid to dig down and see those slave narratives and find out, you know, because Black history is American history.
Very true.
So we cannot deny our survival. We cannot celebrate our survival. We cannot not celebrate our music and our geniuses of just being able to survive all of the disparities and all of the inequities and all the pain and the hurt that has been here. So we need to take that moment and pray for the next 40, 50, or 60 years to grow and develop and to promise to be the best we can be, because we are survivors.
Vi, you're bringing up a subject that is it's very difficult for a lot of us to talk about. What do we as Black folks, what do we as African Americans need to do in order to remember where we came from? What do we need to do?
Several things you need to do.
Okay.
You need to learn.
Yes.
First of all, you need to talk to your family members who are still alive.
Yes.
Find out what happened to them, how they felt, who were their mothers, what can they remember about their history and their family and their DNA and their family tree. Write it down, because your children and your children's children are going to want to know, who am I? Where did I come from? Why do I look like I look? Why do I think like I think? Why do I do what I do? And you can find those answers in your own personal family history.
Yes.
But you also have to dig a little deeper. Go a little deeper. Take a course. Find out about the history. And I'm sorry that I'm this age and I'm still just finding out.
Yes.
When I think that my mother didn't have a chance to vote till 1965. She was born in 1920 and she had to wait till 1965 to have the right to vote.
Yes.
And now they're trying to stop that. Now, come on now, y'all. You got to pick on up.
Yes.
You got to listen, and don't let people tell you that you shouldn't think that Black history matters.
Yes.
You know, and so learn and teach your children. And don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed that you came from greatness, that you came from a people that had a culinary history and have a music history. Don't be ashamed, because we made it through
Yes.
to this day, and we'll make it through to another.
Amen. Wow. Now, the thing that strikes me as being interesting and sometimes threatening is I don't think the young folks today take or really have a good grasp on what sacrifices our grandparents and great-grandparents have made for us. They just take it too lackadaisical, and they seem to be dismissive as to where we're. Not everyone, not all young folks, but a large part of us, a large part of them. How do we bring them into the fold? How do we get them to be a part of this ever-growing, ever-knowledgeable Black family?
Each one reach one. Each one teach one.
Yes.
Any opportunity that you get to share information, knowledge, history, and wisdom.
Yes.
You know, it is important that they take a moment and devote some of the time. You see, that's why they behave the way they do. They have no connection.
Very
so
true.
the older ones have to reach the younger ones. I don't care whether you do it in church, at a family dinner, or, you know, or when you go out or roller skate or ride in a car.
Yes.
You got to talk. You got to talk to each other and tell the stories.
Yes.
So there's a connection between the past and the present. Why are we behaving the way we behave?
Yes.
Why are things happening the way they're happening? Tell them that we were denied the right to vote, and it's truly a privilege, and they better do everything they can to vote and find everybody else they know and give them a purpose and a meaning for participating in this thing that we call America.
Yes. Yes. Vi, I mean, you are striking a chord for me with understanding and being very truthful and very, very open. One of the things that I find challenging, though, is that a lot of times our young folks don't want to listen to folks who've gone ahead, and so they seem to be rebellious. And then I think that the music that they listen to and some of the access to the various platforms that they have access to, they want no part of their foundational culture, right? They want to be dismissive of that. How do we let them know that they're beyond talking? How do we let them know that their culture is rich in history? They come from kings and queens. How do we continue to drive that nail of understanding to them?
Well, some of them don't want to know, but some of them do.
Yes.
And that's what I found. The
Okay.
people who come to us, the young people, are hungry for
Yes.
information. They
Okay.
love storytelling.
Yes.
They love hearing it. Part of the why we do what we do, everything through music and original African American musical theater,
Yes.
is because we reach them through the arts and culture.
Yes.
We tap into a part of their brain that activates their brains and stimulates, motivates, and inspires
Yes.
young people
Yes.
to be the best they can be. And we have to do that through reading, through storybooks, through talking, to coming together, to want to be together, and requesting togetherness, whether it's in person in the Zoom before that history is lost.
Yes. Now let me ask this question. Do you think as a culture we're doing better or worse? Or we're faring the same?
No, the stage has been set.
Yes.
We can read and write now to some degree.
Okay.
We're standing on the shoulders of our ancestors.
Yes.
People are becoming a little more entrepreneurial.
Very true.
People are becoming, you see more faces. I mean, I'm old enough to know the difference between when there were no black people in commercials until there were some black people in commercials. And now you can't turn on the TV without a lot of black people in commercials.
Which is a good thing,
on
yes.
television. And now we have other kinds of television shows and movies that are different. So there has been an evolution.
Okay.
And there's no freedom without discipline.
Yes.
And the success or failure of any product, service, people, or idea is the ability to communicate effectively.
Yes.
So we're learning. We're still evolving. We're still emerging in our culture.
Yes. Wow. Vi, this has been fantastic. I'm going to give you the closing words because I can talk to you forever. You are fantastic. Any final words, any final advice you have, the floor, take your time. You are worthy. Take your time. Any final words for us?
Well, thank you. Thank you for the platform. And an artist needs a platform.
Yes.
And a platform to allow yourself to be heard, to be seen, to be recognized.
Yes.
And more importantly, I would say that you have to take the time to take care of yourself, your body, your mind, and your spirit.
Yes.
You have to feed yourself and look out for toxicity and negative bonding. But most of all, you lose some of the time what you go after, but you lose all the time what you don't go after.
Amen.
So I'm saying, go for it.
Yeah.
Just guys, open your mind to success and hope and possibility.
Yes.
And step into the positive zone where there's light and love and kindness and creativity and mostly music.
Yes. The incomparable Vi Higginsen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, I feel like we just had church. And if
you caught me at a good time, Kevin.
Oh man, listen. If we had Zoom, we have to do a praise dance right about now. Now, Vi, I can tell you, I can't sing, but I can dance now. I love some house music. I can do some gospel house. I can dance. I can do some praise dancing for you now. I want to tell you that.
I got you. Praise dancing. Hey, the praises go up and the blessings come down.
Amen.
But that Mama's One sauce, now you got to go have some of that and
Absolutely.
put it on everything. Experiment with it. Mama's One sauce.
Yeah. But listen, so we're going to, before we end, just tell us how folks can get in contact with you. Where can they see you, and how can they buy the product to support your continued work? I'm ready. Take us home.
Okay. Well, we're Mama's One sauce.
Yes.
And we're at Whole Foods.
Yes.
But you can, very soon you'll be able to buy us on Amazon.
Okay.
And within the next 2 weeks, you'll be able to pick us up and have it delivered direct to your home.
Awesome.
On Amazon. So our website is mamasOneSauce.com.
Yes.
And then the Mama Foundation is Mama Foundation for the Arts. You can go to our website and check us out on all social platforms. And then our breakout group and its new single, it's called Sing Harlem. And you can go to their website, our website, and check us out too. And if you have, opportunity to donate to the foundation to keep this not-for-profit 501c3 going, we welcome donations large and small, because we have to. We have to take care of the children because they are the future and our future leaders of America. So that's what we're dedicated to.
And then you're every Sunday at the Red Rooster in Harlem.
Every Sunday at the Red Rooster in Harlem. We have a good time, child. We tear that up.
Now what time do you guys start for brunch?
Okay, the brunch, the brunch starts at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
And then the show starts at 12:15. That's the first set.
Yes.
And then the second set, you have at 1 o'clock is the brunch, and the set goes on at 1:45. Okay. So you got to come on and check it out. You can call them and make your reservation.
Now, are you there for both sets, or you stay for one set?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm going to come, and you and I are going to sing Amazing Grace, and we're going to take some pictures.
Oh, we can take some pictures, but I ain't singing, so don't even think about it. That ain't going to happen. You don't want to hear that.
well, listen, then you don't want to hear me sing either. But
okay, then we'll do some praise dancing then.
Yeah, we can do that. Vi, you have been a pleasure. The incomparable, the Renaissance woman, keeping it alive, keeping it hopeful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Continue to be successful and continue to be blessed.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll talk to you
soon.
Thank you,
audience.
You're quite welcome.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That concludes another episode of The Entrepreneurial Enclave with Kevin Wortham, the podcast that focuses on building, maintaining, pivoting, planning, and investing in you, the entrepreneur. We hope you found this episode informative and enlightening. We look forward to you joining us for our next one. Until next time.